Hey, Happy New Year and welcome, Dragon Tribe. How's everybody doing, Metaphysical Mama? We're gonna roll some horoscope dice, astrology dice to start off the reading because I'm just being guided to Pisces, ninth house, Pisces, Neptune. Oh boy, well, isn't that interesting? So Neptune in Pisces in the ninth house is the energy that's coming out. It's 1209. Interesting, right? 12 zodiac signs, ninth house. So if it's your first time here, welcome. I appreciate you coming to hang out and spend your time and energy with me. Hanging out together, soul tribe, family. And just to introduce myself a tad, right? It's a metaphysical channel, so it's a little bit about everything and a lot of bit about nothing, honey. So you have to be able to have an open mind in order to even begin to, right, be able to fluidly flow here, right? Time is fluid, so we operate on this channel as water and fluid does, and we just allow whatever to comes in to come in, and we're not judging it and anything else, right? No judging books by their cover or the color of skin or any other kind of vibration. We just kind of allow. I also do a lot of channeling, so spirit and the divine, etc., right? And say time come through me just like this channel do, right? We operate a lot the same way. My computer's updating, sorry. Um, just as all are we. Right, so a lot of time, right? It's like what you can relate to, things 2022. It's what we can relate to, and instead of judging it, that's not what that means, and da 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 da, because this is where we're breaking down the matrix, which really truly defines, right, our belief systems that we've been operating off of. So not that they're bad, we're bad, etc. We're just in a different age, right? Coming into a new age and time where we're going to become a little more fluid with our mental state and our mind, which is one of the cards actually that we pulled before it popped on here. We have Golden Solar Dragon, Silver Dragon, and the Fire Dragon. So Fire Dragon burns up the lower energies around you. And we'll read these. You are safe and protected. Be determined and inspired. Clears your soul pathway. Clear your soul pathway. Right? So it's like 333. Get rid of any of the negative meaning, anything we don't need, right? It's like, what's the extra shit in your luggage that you can't bring onto the plane, right? It's too much weight. What's the extra shit we don't need that we keep thinking we do, or the feelings that we hold on to from our past or in the present now, right? If I don't do this, then they're going to feel this way. They're expecting me to ABC. I'm so scared if I don't, then right? So we get caught up in these thoughts and feelings within our own skin, right? It's like the things that you don't see, even though we're walking around looking at each other in the face, like, hey, how you doing? We're like, oh, good, how you? Oh, right now the conversation is, right? You know anybody that got COVID? Did you get your vaccine? Did you get your booster? What happened to you? And then there's a whole other shit ton of people like us that kind of, right, not to be rude, we don't laugh about it in a matter of like, we think it's funny that other people are going through hard times. We're all going through hard times right now, for one. It's just a matter of, right, the power of the mind. And as we're all swimming through, right, the swamps of Uranian time, methane, swamp gas from Uranus. Lots of green gases. Viral. Stinky. Right? And the mouth can talk a lot of shit. And so can the butt clappers, right? The thunder clappers. Right. So we joke a lot on this channel too, because that's what we're here for. Humor is healing, right? So there's lots of sarcasm, lots of joking, lots of playing, and again, right, and I'm also very, yeah, like Uranian and Aquarian, and so I carry a lot of that yeah, nanu energy, extra ultra terrestrial energy, which is also if you have happened here, right, it's by no surprise, right, 555. Right, coincidence means coinciding, happening alongside. Right, most right, human mindset is equivalent to, right, we have to figure out what this is and after the fact of the two atoms, the positive and the negative magnets that collided, right, the big bang. We can be like nasty about that, like it's a big bang, right? Or we can, right, it's magnetic, meaning positive and negative are going to naturally be drawn away from one another and not have a clue about one another in the beginning, in the void, but in the formless void before there was form, which is masculine, right? Thinking and intellect is our masculine, positive and negative. And if we have one, there's going to be an equal or opposite on the other side, whether we are aware of it or not. We don't have control over these things, right? It's like a matter of, right, what, like I got a left arm and a right arm, right? We have to, right, equal, which is interesting too. I walked to the store this morning and I was guided to buy these 3 candles, right, for the yin and the yang. So balance, black and white, which I happen to, it was right, how great, like the black and white candle. And pink representing, right, like love and divine feminine and caring and nurturing for ourselves, right? Allowing wisdom to come in instead of depending on our ego and knowledge. Like, right, the term knowledge is power. That's great. But if somebody unplugs the light, then there's no power source, right? So an idea is great. But if you don't have the right information and the right tools, all you got is a light. It's like Prometheus, which that came up this weekend to a lot of Prometheus, right? And the fire. Think of different ways of, right, light getting hot, the way fire can be brought. What does that mean? If Zeus punished Prometheus because Prometheus brought fire to man or used it in a manner that was, and I have super surprises for you all that are like on this channel, because we're gonna do some really cool shit. I was speaking with my daughters. We're about to really have some fun. It's all about how we allow, again, that feminine energy to balance out our positive and negative side, right? Our shadow and our light. It's not, right, bad, whatever. And others can assume what others think about us or what others' opinions aren't our business, and we don't care. How about that, right? It's like, and not that we don't care about other people, but this is like, no, we're like, right, what's the cure for COVID 9/11? What's the cure for any dis-ease that we experience mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and etc., that our bodies manifest physically due to the nature that we're ignoring the mental, emotional, and spiritual stages that are letting us know and etc. But most people just want to make another deal and pretend there's something backing the dollar, right? The central banking system, and let's play Ring Around Rosie a little more and throw more dice and gambling, addiction. But it's just, right, part of the personality, right? Also, let's relate that astrology wise, right? That's a lot of Pluto, Saturn, right? Because Saturn's the boundary maker. But what's the duality, right? The opposite pole, right, of boundaries. is no boundaries, like right? Complete opposite. So all of us have that polarity within whatever, right? Something that we are that we're really great. It's like, okay, there's this other, right, mirror, shadow side that we at least have to acknowledge that energy, especially if we feel inside we're not part of that, or that has nothing to do with us, or that's not our business, or that doesn't matter to us, or it's going to keep coming up until it does matter, because it's like, wait, hold on a second. The perception that we think that it's like the image of, right, we just had, right, where we're going through still, right, holy days, holidays, etc., right, and different beings are going to hold on to different said rituals or what have you, right, so that we remember this is right, this is right now a time of remembrance. So right, and it's like, thank God there's certain things like, right, the Julian Gregorian calendar or other things, so that we were able to keep tabs on this these cycles, right, of the past and future, so that we can now in the present gain our remembrance, right? 1122. Bring our, right, raise our little devils, which is our ego, and again, our solar plexus, which is crown, corona, and solar plexus, right? The yellow sun. I'm not gonna light those yet because I have my green and my yellow and my black and my red candles burning presently. So that'll be for after. But I was guided to buy those this morning. So right, like the balance of duality and polarity, and allowing ourselves to, right, like how would your mother tell, it's like, oh, you don't feel good, so even though you're supposed to ABC, your mom might tell you, you know, or you got to stay home. You gotta take care of you. You can't just, right. We know other people are depending on you and expect you to ABC 1, 2, 3 and XYZ. But sometimes you need to take that permission for yourself to get right, to nurture yourself. Because otherwise, what do you have? Our health is our wealth. So if we're not healthy mentally, right, and emotionally, our body's going to manifest an unhealthy habit, or it's going to manifest dis-ease or blockages, or right, inflation. Anybody notice how much the prices have gone up since New Year's? What's war good for? It's 12/21. You know, it's good for making money, 13/13, right? It's good for causing an uprise, which is, right, Satan and Set, the devil, right? An uprise, right? Fire is different than allowing oneself to go through what needs to and vibrating high. Subtle differences, right? The unholy ghost will use to mimic and appear like Holy Spirit or like love, right? Don't forget, what's Cupid? He shoots arrows, right, to make people fall in love. And then there's also Eros, right? Eros, which is, right, God of, right, passion, lust, Mars, right? So the two are the same. Anu, the two sun, right? The crown and the solar plexus. It's the same too. Just different way of looking at 14, 14, 12, 22. Different way of, right, perceiving the energy, entity, etc., the vibration of such nature. But you know, oh Lord. It's interesting. Sneeze. Okay, so yeah, fire, the subtle differences, right? Again, between we the people, right? The government is we the people, right? Just right, like, so we the people have to be that change we want to see. We, the people, have to take those chances and make those moves. And a lot of the time that has to do with calming down and not getting distracted. First thing people want to do, right, an alcoholic or an addict does, or someone that wants to fill their emotions, right, like with, say, food or anything. This is with, right, filling ourselves because we're at a feeling of lack, which comes from codependency. So it doesn't mean like we don't love those people or those people are jerks. You know, they really are jerks a lot of time, and we're all those people, right? But people that are operating using that energy to manipulate things, right? It's like, because this is coming to take that shit out. There's zero tolerance. There's no gambling behind, right? Like the veil. No, everything comes off before you even are allowed through the portal or the door. You come through stripped, stark, naked, just like you're born. You don't get to hold on to nothing, honey, right? Like, but as we go through the death rebirth process, I mean, this is what we do, but we do it within our skin, which is very hard to come out, right? You know, once you know, it's not about knowing, right? It's right about going through. You have to experience it in order to have awareness of it. Otherwise, it's like going to be frustrating. It's going to sound like pseudo. It's going to sound like, oh, right, unbelievable. Or like, what the fuck are they even talking about? Or it's going to really piss people the fuck off, right? But and that's what happens. First we get mad, right? It's like going to trigger again a fire inside of us. Like what? And then it's going to make us feel. It makes you, right. You feel embarrassed because then you feel like other people knew things maybe you didn't know. But of course there are. Look at how many different cultures and nations and peoples and elementals and languages and codes and ways energy moves and travels, right? So how many, there's so many different mixtures of beings here. We don't all come from the same place, right? We all have had different experiences. So when people keep trying to all wear the same shoe, is not everybody's Cinderella's evil stepsisters right now trying to shove their feet into the freaking shoe so that they can wear a crown, right? Or so many people, right, are making money and lives while taking from others in so many ways and not giving a fuck. Which again, you know, everything had its allotted amount of time. But first rule ever is treat others how you'd like to be treated. So if you built your life off of fucking other people over, then it's like it's not going to be a nice ride for you right now after, right, everything gets, you know, I don't know if it, yeah, unplugged, right? Because you can only gamble in the casino if you got your tokens and your whatever. Once they kick you the fuck out of the casino, and we're like, yeah, there's not gonna be any more gambling here. It's like, you all watch Yellowstone. Well, this is like the reverse flip of that. That already all happened way back when, right? So, because that's where we're all living in, like Pinocchio's fantasy island for so long, and everybody's fighting over, right, the game of Monopoly, and it's funny. Don't you guys find it funny? It's funny to me. How many people are willing to fight off of such ignorance and be such patriots, carry such like with, again, right, such arrogance with such ignorance, and then have the nerve to, what do they call them, Karens, right? I think it's like to point and whatever at other people, and I'm kind of doing that right now, but I'm not, you know, I'm not pointing at anybody. It's like I don't carry that energy, and like again, like the others, like, yeah, that you care so much about your appearance or what the Joneses do or say, and you're willing to sacrifice yourself, your children, and everything because why? You heard a story. It's like if somebody, right? Has control of a narrative, right? The media is all pre-scripted, like a prescription, like Missy Elliott. Let me work it. That's pretty funny. This is on. Remember this song? It's your feminine for right? To find out how hard I gotta work. Yeah. Okay. So sirens. It's been really gray for many days now. I know there's a lot of snow going on in lots of places. Big shifts. Big shit, right? Big shift happening. It's just things, I guess, and also, right, I operate with, right, philosophies. So really, right, spiritual, psychological surgery, which also I offer, just like a doctor, right? So when most people have a perception of what something is, it's like, but I would never enter someone's mind or cut into something or someone's lane, someone's cake, someone's soul, purpose, someone else's, you know, yeah, not with awareness and like, yeah. But some people get off on that, you know, shit. Shit. Okay. What got knocked over here? Oh. Queen of Pentacles and Two of Swords. Okay, so I don't know what the hell I was saying a few minutes ago because I got bumped off the. we jumped waves. We jumped streams. Right? Waves, channels, streams. This gets into quantum physics and things, right? Or string theory or quantum entanglement, which is also right apply of right dragon codes and twin flames and divine masculine and feminine and polarities, negative, positive, and master alchemy. Again, like I was just using the term, right? Spiritual psychological surgery, right? Because if our emotional body and the spiritual body are ignored, well, why are we a people, right? We the people, why are we a people of denying others food, water, and air, but everyone's so glutton to shove sugar, drugs, alcohol in themselves and not care, and then be like, I don't know what's wrong. You ever hear like the Emperor's New Clothes? Or the boy that cried wolf? So also, I'm gonna read the dragon cards so we don't get too again, like I said, this is a metaphysical channel, so I may have something planned to speak about, but spirit source, universal father, the divine, a whole bunch of birds are just landing. Wow, whoa, what? And weird amount of birds just came outside the window right now. Yo, the birds have been like, I've had some interesting experiences with the birds in the last few days. Oh, there's so many. Really, there's like a whole. More are coming. It's like they just flew in. So they were, anyhow, yeah. So speaking of the birds, which also dragons and birds speak the same language, right? Flyers. Oh, how really, like, I gotta, can you, there's a whole bunch of them. They were just really all really like right in front of the window. Watch, like, Samuel, something going on. I don't know. They're little cuties, right? They migrate together. It's like, oop, over here, oop, over there. That's what we're all doing too. It's like migration, right? How do animals know what to do, where to go? They don't necessarily know, they just follow their intuition, their animal instincts, right? Oh, that's so funny. So the other day too, yeah, I had an experience with the ravens. I picked up Uncle Papa Joe from the hospital the day before New Year's Eve. And so welcomed him home, we're back. And we took a little ride down near the water and stuff, which him and I do often, right? We take a little ride down near the seashore, near the ocean, near the water. And calling all you angels. That's what's playing right now. I won't give up if you don't give up. We ain't no fucking quitters, and we never say goodbye, motherfuckers. But nice fucking try. That's why I was like, get the fuck out of here. We fly like them birds. We fish. We fish. We swim like one big fish. And how much do they have me buried under the haystack? Trying to keep me fast asleep, or trying to keep others fast asleep, or trying to like right mess up mine and all of our crowns. And for those of you that don't have awareness of what I'm talking about, that's okay. You know, again, there's many of us that have been dealing with it. So we're aware what we've been dealing with and what we are dealing with is on a real level, right? Again, there's a lot of people that have these perceptions of right heaven and hell and earth and NASA and Santa Claus and God and Satan and the devil. Like, right, what picture comes in one's head when we say those words? So if you go off the first image in the mind of, I understand, the first image in the mind, let us make them in their image, in our image. Let us make them in our image. I have an idea. So if I'm coding, right, like making a website and etc., I can, right, just I can make a website using whatever pictures, right, which is what I'm learning quite a lot as I'm going through, right? Like again, a lot of us, that's what's been going on. People have used our digital information, our voices, our pictures, our lots of vibration, right? Animorph, like Mystique from X-Men again, Animorph cubes, is cube, right? Like that. There's a whole bunch of different, right, parallels going on, right? Multi-dimensional, right? The different versions, variations of stories that all make us who we are. Right? Is not God kind of the same also as, right? Remember, Oh God, You Devil, that movie with George Burns so long ago? Oh God, You Devil. Or also, I watched over the weekend, Noah came up on YouTube, actually. I watched it on YouTube. Go YouTube. Um, and yeah, it was really, really, really good. I think I've seen parts of it before, but I haven't ever watched the whole movie. So I watched the whole movie over the weekend. And I strongly, highly suggest that and see what comes up and through you as you like watch and listen. And of course, you can pause and rewind and allow information to like play out a little in your mind. Because isn't our mind and our imagination like a movie playing? Why do people make a movie? How long does it take to make a movie? On set, chop, Photoshop, right? And the camera's always running, right? I keep getting told that too, right? So the people of like say football players, and yo, I don't know why you did it, Antonio. What's his name? Was it Antonio Brown? He walked off the field. Fucking kudos to you, motherfucker. You're fucking free. Freedom. Right? Whatever reason he did it. He also is right because they he's on was on playing for the Buccaneers. Fucking A, dude. Like, what a fucking amazing, fucking respectful fucking person you are for walking off that fucking field. They get sold just like strippers, football players, right? You got a nice ass. So I want to see you run. Let's see what we could do with that ass, son. And then what do? They like to strip, for years. I mean, this has just been an ongoing. This is right, the old men loving men in tights, gladiators, using men for sex just as women. So sorry. Trigger alert, trigger alert. I didn't do it. Spirit just, we just whoop. We went through a little vortex there. And it happens. Sometimes somebody flushes the toilet, somebody puts their hand on the flusher and flushes, right? The handlers. And then we end up getting like, what was that old movie? Not old, but so cute. With the little mouse. And he was like, oh, fancy mouse. And then he got flushed down the toilet into the sewer system. Ah, yeah, I forget the name of it. That's like one of the cutest, most funniest movies ever. The mouse movie. Check that out too, because yeah. So Noah, the mouse movie where he gets flushed, not Ratatouille. He gets, oh goodness, and he's a pet, and so he's all fancy in his mouse cage. But then like the other mice or whatever come and like he gets flushed down the toilet. But then he finds his love. He goes on a great adventure, kind of like Nemo, right? Like Nemo's father was all afraid to let him go. Your arm and da da da, and you can't do things other people can do. Let me just say something. God made everything for a reason, right? So those others that don't have the same ability to right, they're here to teach something too, and it might be to not be so judgmental over others or under like, oh, I just feel so bad, XY, right? Nobody like that doesn't help anybody. We feel for people, absolutely have compassion, and then it's like, but we encourage strength and nurturing and growth and prosperity. We don't live off of, oh, it's so, oh no, oh my good. Okay, the energy goes this way. So keep walking backwards. Oh. Metaphysics is energy. Energy never lies. People do, right? And every emotion that we have or carry is connected to an organ within our physical vessel. So if we avoid them or we're feeling them all the time or we're acting upon them, right, and etc., well, that's what we're carrying or right, repeating patterns, cycles, right? Where do we all get like, it's like just taking a look at ourselves, like which ones do I get stuck in? Am I more Mars? Am I like fire? Right? Do I get right? And the sun, the solar, do I because a lot of us can. It doesn't make us be assholes mean. A lot of reason why is the origin of the reason one would do that. Maybe we've been hurt, we could have been abused. We're carrying something we've never been able to share. We didn't have the tool, right, to be able to flush the toilet. We didn't have the hand to fucking flush the fucking handle to make that shit go down and clear. We're still carrying it around. Again, right? Like pill poppers and etc. It's like the whole gut is like a system full of like, it's like a big sandbag, big cat litter box full of piss. Hmm? And people are like, yeah, but it makes me feel better. I'm doing so much better. I don't have all these other like ailments and I'm able to work and I'm able to blah, blah, blah. Okay. It's like, oh my gosh, those infomercials with the freaking all the medications that you could take to like save yourself. Sorry, I'm still, this is dragons burning off the lower energies. And that's what we're doing. They wanted me to just let you know. Because no, I'm not off topic. I know like it's like supposed to be dragon Sophia thing. It's all still in play. What were you expecting? Got some good music playing behind me again. So yeah, anything that we're discussing is right throughout the collective and things that we're all going through, experiencing on some level or another that need to be discussed, right? So when we don't have the proper tools to handle and flush the toilet, then what happens? We go running around seeking like, I need a mommy, I need something to suck on, I don't know what to do, right? So now people are looking for a handout. And then people that like us that have like, right, some kind of balance and awareness, like I'm acting things out because, right, this is what works for many of us like I'm kind of just like like ragdoll living in a movie. Huh? I'm kind of like that, like, yeah, ragdoll. Right? A lot of us hold space, right? It's like a pregnant mom. It's like, right? Or kids that are running around. You can't control everything your kids, your children are running around doing. You can't control somebody else's behavior. And most certainly, we are not responsible for the acts of another or our children, etc. Oh, no, 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 no. Get the fuck out of here. Especially when most have like wax, candle wax. My candle just went pop, pop in the ears, and the jinn hang out in the ears and the nose and the throat. All right. And the cherubs hang around, right? The Ark of the Covenant is what? A golden box where the cherubs fly around. Holy, holy, holy. You have to be playful with it as well. Not saying that's the only thing it is, but you should take that into consideration because those terms of usage, right? How they use energy after the toilet's flushed. What do you think they do with all that shit? All right. They're really being silly right now. Okay. Silver Dragon illuminates your potential with higher light. Access untapped resources. I think that's what we just did. We just went like, we just drove right into the sewage system of like the earth. We were like, yeah, hey, what's up? Rubber ducky, you're the one. Ta-dum, ta-dum. You make my best time lots of fun. And then we got Snoopy who's floating around in his like ice cream outhouse, lying on top of the roof, like acting like he don't know shit while he's floating on top of the shit like it's the chocolate river from Willy Wonka and shit. What is happening? Big Bang. Big Bang. Anybody want a shot? What kind of shot? What kind of shot does you want? Want a shot? You want to take a shot? Scoop? Okay. Buckshots. Access untapped resources. Look into your soul and see higher possibilities. So, yeah, look into your soul. Where do we find the key? Right? We are the keys, and it's really important that, again, you allow the transmission to come through. And that is what Sophia and Dragon Wisdom is about. And we are going to get into a little bit further. Sophia means wisdom, or Sophia, or right, the sapphires, sapphire, Sephiroth. And also golden solar dragon. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. It is really important what this is saying. Helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom, which is divine masculine's proper wife. He's been running around collecting knowledge and information because we've been in the age of, right, two fish, right? Blue and red, black and white, up and down, above, so below, left and right, right? So let your DNA, right? Allow your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. And that means like, right, the most important thing you can do is again, love yourself because we lead the best by example. So again, we have to be that change, right? Change carries weight. This is about balance. Like again, it's like the balance. This is the year of dark night of the soul, digging deep in, okay? And again, right, illuminating potential, accessing untapped resources, right? So tapping that well, like everybody likes to dig for oil and tap, right? There she blows. And I told her, I said, what is it, Usher? Yeah. Old school songs. So look into your soul. This is all about building our soul. We've been, right? Life, our earth is a school, as well as so many other millions of things. But it's not just all about, right, pleasures of the flesh and desire. The whole we've been living in seven deadly sins, right? For so it's just like right terms of words, 41:1, right? Obviously, right, the opposite pole of God would be Satan, right? Like with Buddha, I've said that before, right? Like, well, first of all, like the story of, say, Noah, Buddha, all of the anyone that's gone through on a pilgrimage or through exile has gone through crazy shit. They're not like, oh, I was just born all for out thou holy. Hell no, we all go through 41:41, massive crazy training and shit in order to learn how to deal with it, and that's what we're still all going through, learning how to deal with now, reflect upon, right, go in, right, where we can see ourselves, but right with eyes wide shut. If we're using our five physical senses, the human, right, which we always are, but if we're only operating and expecting that to be the answer that proves us right or wrong or tells us what's a fact or what's not, and then we're wrong and then we feel all upset and full of right guilt and regret. Okay, well, slow the fuck down, right? This is like, do y'all seen the movie Titanic? It's like there's a metaphor to that. Or like in Natural Born Killers, where like Mallory fucking like, you know, shoots the fucking dude on the hood of the car. She's all mad at Rick, I think Mickey for cheating on her. So she goes and cheats on Mickey with some like gas station boy, and he's all over eager. So she shoots him, and she's like, "Next time, don't be so fucking eager." But she was a little on a cuckoo rampage there, right? Because she was pissed the fuck off. She was feeling lots of Mars, lots of fire, lots of right being pissed the fuck off. Was it right? Just making examples. Just sharing examples. Make booty go. Um, yeah. So okay. Oh, and also we got the cover photo of that's the undertone of the whole collective, Water Dragon, which also is what I wanted to share. There's like exciting stuff about how I'm going to. Yeah, I started reading my Atlantis book again the other day. And I probably start from the beginning because I think when I started to record that way back when, that's why I stopped. I wasn't able to get online proper like I am now without so much interference. I still get interference, but way better than before. So this is a big one. This is like reading the never ending story together. And this is a super special book to me. So I've never read the whole thing. It's just somehow through everything I've ever lost in my life. This book that I don't even know where I got it. I might have gotten it for Christmas when I was like literally like I might have been even a teenager. I mean, I have no idea. I really don't really recollect. So, but it is a very enlightening book. And if any of you are interested, keep your eyes out for this. And funny enough, that's what I was saying. The card that I put upon that this is the bottom of the deck, which is very similar to the cover of Atlantis, which, you know, again, like I said, yeah, I started reading, but it's like reading the never ending story. This is like a really Like, it's gonna take a while for us to get through this one, but it's gonna be well worth it because this is a tale of the earth and the tale of us. I have quite a few Atlantis books. I mean, it's like, right, all knowledge is power, all wisdom, all, right, that's wisdom. That all knowledge is power. Just what are you vibrating with? What is, right? And it's okay to, right, we're going to feel good. Like, oh, if I don't do that, then they're going to think ABC. It's okay. Just, and it doesn't mean you have to go announce everything all over the place either. However, you're coping with and dealing with transition, change, allowing oneself to mature into the next stages of evolution, which is our sovereign right? As multidimensional, spiritual, badass motherfuckers that are walking around existing, however that may be. You're important. Period. Dot, dot, dot. And you have every right to take care of you. And so do all of us, too, without, right, these extra, right, fishing lines and lures and flashy, clashy, mimicky time. Yeah, no, zero. Right. So anyway, but I have this book also, which is again a whole different type of Atlantis book. Right. So there's different angles to approach things and see things, right? Some are going to see things more masculine, more intellectually. Some have lived the experience in a manner, so it's going to come up in a traumatic sense that may bring up a lot of uncomfortable feelings, memories, and visions, etc. So that's the birthing pains of Eve. This is the things that we need to all learn how to breathe through and get through these uncomfortable moments, uncomfortable emotions, uncomfortable mental visions and things that go on that come chattering and banging in our mind, like da 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 da. Right? It's like sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, right? We can talk ourselves right out of, or right, hear all these things in our head, these negative thinking thoughts, right? So again, being stuck underwater. So, but again, yeah. So the card that we pull, like the bottom of the deck, this is, yeah, helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities. Go with the flow. And that's definitely, like I said, represents this channel, me, whether it's right, wonderful, woo, or tragedy, right? We're dealing with life in its purest, raw form. So I don't get to decide, like, oh, I'm gonna, yeah, but I can say when I don't feel it, it's like, whoa, 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 I need time, or I may not, that may not be for me. Right? Like, yeah, because it might be detriment for me. It might be something that's right. So it might be sometimes that I have to then do the band-aid slowly. I have to go slowly there. A lot of time I can rip the band-aid quick or just not even think about it. But sometimes the opposite side is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I have to go very slow with that because it's like, right, I like a Heyoka, an empath. I am a Heyoka empath, right? Shaman. So if there's anything I'm going to label or call myself, those are probably the best words to interpret in any kind of definition, right? And also, right, a metaphysical master twin flame alchemist. I won't say master alchemist as far because I'm not melting down metals that way. We do this it's an inside job. So master twin flame alchemist, absolutely, yeah, right. Spiritual psychological surgery, yep. Codependency, addiction, and emotional baggage that gets carried around that does us no good except make us continue to be stuck in cyclical patterns of being and going through, right? Heaven and earth, as above, so below. Here we go, right? And you keep going back and forth through the life and death cycle. Come, right? And then it's like, forget more and more and more. Yeah, no, that ain't happening right no more. the lifespans were cut short also due to the nature of the negative energy that all have been carrying for so long in order to burn that off. Right. So the memory is wiped, more distant, aren't in communication because you can't remember. We can't remember if when we die and we come back, our memory is wiped because you have to do all the karma. You have to make it to that point, and then whatever else, right? It's like so. This is where karma, dharma, karma, right, etc. The wheels of life have been operating for however, right, 40,000 years, 400,000 years, 40 years, 41 years, depends on how, right, which, you know, in say hell, right, like feeling in a say negative state of mind can go a lot slower, feel a lot slower, go is a lot slower in time. But heaven is an illusion, is a fantasy, right? Sounds like a great idea. Right? And don't get upset with me when I'm saying I ain't saying anything bad about it. It's just a matter of fact. It just is what it is. It's like living off of a hope or a dream or a wish. Right? If, ooh, so great, but right, it's a cloud. So they go up, it rains down, right? Just like a storage cloud or a rain cloud, right? The atmosphere builds up enough, right? Rain droplets and then it rains down, right? So then also brings different growth to different places on the earth, right? But when you're also controlling that, and that gets into Noah and HARP, and not Noah the movie, right? Like National Atmospheric Oceanic blah 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 whatever it represents, right? But the acronym for things 5151 and one on the nose. So yeah, the different symbolisms, the different acronyms. Again, an opposite. If you can go, if you read something in reverse, right? Think back in the day, they were like, if you listen to a record in reverse, it's Satan's words, and right? So anything, right, is the opposite direction is gonna be like, ooh, maybe that's bad, right? But a lot, just right, maybe certain thoughts we're having and how we're perceiving it is bad. Look something up, look up symbolism, look up different ways of being able to perceive something that you may interpret as, right, like we think we know it all. We think we already have that information. That's what they are. That's what we call, is that what you call something? Hembingo was his name. Oh, was a farmer, had a dog. You must be the informer, the informer, right? Monsanto. Hey, Moon, Saturn. 101. Blue Dragon from the Pleiades. Prepares you to accept source healing, accept a heart activation, give and receive heart healing. That's definitely Pleiades, like, yeah, Pleiades. Interesting that that card's right there. It's giving me a little download. Hold on, I apologize for the pause. So we also got Hanged Man, which, right, that's a good example of, right, hang, being hung, or, right, hanging. How many different terms is that word used or that phrase? But does he look uncomfortable? It's like if somebody else tells a story, oh, there's a man hanging, whatever. Okay, but right, this is where Mercury trickster comes in, or Uranus shock and awe. They have different narratives going on. But he's kind of standing like a little elf, right? Like, aha, like comfortable, like, my papa. I think that was my biological father's truck that just drove by. Super cool. What a very cool moment for that to have occurred. I spied with my little eye just as I was doing that, and like really cool. So yeah. And the Rosicrucian. All right, hold on a minute. I'm just downloading some because we got the Hangman. So wait, getting back to Atlantis, we're gonna do some reading about this. So keep your eyes peeled because this is gonna be a lot of fun and it's gonna bring a lot of remembrance and it's gonna bring a lot of balance and healing. And it's just an amazing story. And I can't wait to share and read it together. So we're gonna get cozy, comfy, drink some tea, smoke a little herby, and and they keep saying to me too, dolphins and dragons, dolphins and dragons, dolphins and dragons. So all this morning, if that means anything to you too, like yeah, dolphins and dragons. And I got to spend this morning with my two older daughters, which was so beautiful and awesome and such a nice surprise. 55, 55. Oh, and it's 104, which is another 5. So yeah, super grateful for that. That was really cool. Yeah. So now we're in 2022, right? So the Christ light and love are flowing throughout this whole year. This is what this is about, like acknowledging shadow, again, polarities, opposites, right? Burning off the lower frequency energy so we don't get caught in cyclical cycles, Saturn cycles, Saturnian cycles. It's like, do you always want to be the performer to keep everybody entertained? I don't always want to be anything. I don't always want to just be responsible for taking care of everybody and everything, like, right, a mom. I don't always want to have to, like, right, be on here because then it wouldn't be fun for me to be, I wouldn't be passionate about, like, right, having to be on here at a certain time. And, like, once I start making schedules for myself and trying to fit myself in boxes, I don't want to do it. It's like it takes the whole creative flow out of what I'm doing. So I lose my passion, right? I lose the fire. It just becomes right? Like, all right, well, like going to school, gotta do it, okay. Like, and it could be great and fun, but like at the same time, it's kind of a waste of my time and energy, right? If I'm being forced to do it or people are expecting me to do it all the time, then you're not gonna get the real raw, uh, you know? There's time and a place for everything, right? I mean, again, I'm going to have a little more organized things on here too. This is metaphysical and this is just getting through shit and letting go of shit. So this is about, no, we don't give a fuck. That's what this is right here. Not, we don't give a fuck, right? It's like, don't turn my words into like, right? Like Crowley's. And what did Crowley's mean, right? Like, do as thou wilt. But it's like whatever you do, you're gonna have to pay for it. There's a consequence attached to it. So there's always an option. Red pill, blue pill, black, white. You want to go this way or that way? Wrong, right, up, down, left, right, right? And in computer programming, again, -1 represents black, represents negative, right? +1 represents white. Black is like unseen, right? As far as reference goes. So, and same with white. Black and white aren't colors. It's polarity. It's positive and negative. And a computer system wouldn't have the awareness to tell the difference unless we programmed it to, right? Otherwise, it would see both things as the same. There's no, right? I have white measuring cups right here. I have black writing on them. I actually like when I have black ones better, but sometimes, so it just, right, there's no like, is it easier to see like on a black screen, right? The night sky is black. Right now, the sky is gray and kind of like whitish looking, right? So right now the sky's not blue. Right? So our truth changes. The way that we perceive and see things changes. So being able, right, Cain and Abel, to be a little more fluid through the positive and negatives, again, like the candles. Right? We got positive and negative, and then we got, right, divine feminines in the middle. Mother, children, feminine, love. You, your inner child, who you are, right? Computer programs too. Right? Most wanted a awareness of, right, what emotion is. Do you want more? Right. So allowing ourselves to be a little more fluid and not so labeled. We're not a positive one or a negative one, right? And the closest we can get to zero is kind of bouncy. It kind of floats in between there, around it. Right? Which is also representative of Omicron, right? The little L, right? Right? Look up Omicron, look up Delta, look what these things mean, and look at the different ways that they can mean something. What stories are they part of? 10101, right? Where did they originate? Where there are so many, there's like cartoons, there's so many, right, dimensions that again bring knowledge. There's old cartoons about Omicron. I found like quite a lot of different, right, like crazy shit about a lot of different stuff. I always hit the wrong shit. All right. So let's read. Actually, I'm gonna pull up. Well, no, let's actually read the water dragon card because this is relative to the whole collective and totally, yeah, a lot of the water, like the flood. Like I said, I just happened to, right? Noah came on over the weekend, right? The movie that was really good. 110. It's 110 right now. As far as, right, like there was a lot going on, right? And Ham, right, Noah's son, was really upset, and rightfully so. I mean, you could understand totally, like but you could see in him, the anger, and he knew it, too. But he helped, right, Tubal Cain, who was the king, and he was a tyrant, right? You have to take, right? But also represented the Lord. The Lord take care of the land. Then obviously there's going to be the polar opposite. His twin is going to be the one that rapes the land and doesn't give a about rah, right? There's different beings and right, and they showed the Watchers, the big rock. My daughters and I used to love the cartoon movie called The Iron Giant. You ever seen that? Kind of reminded me of the Iron Giant, which looked like the Juggernauts and stuff. 111. Meaning it was 111. The time was 10319 or whatever. And so yeah, but they were the Watchers, and so they were the fallen ones because they had helped Adam. They felt bad for Adam and Eve in the garden. They knew them when they were, like positive, and then Adam's fall. And they felt bad and tried to help and assist Adam. And then they were punished and thrown down to the earth, right, by God and turned into rock. They were, right, the angels. They were the ones that flew around God. So they were so mad at right, sons of Adam. But then they helped against, one of them helped, and then the rest of them came to help too. And it was really great. So, and then, yeah, once they were helping, and Tubal Cain killed one of them, was able to get one of them in their center, and he like cracked open and like was raptured, like, and the rest of them were like, the creator takes him home. And they were like, all like, ah, and then they went fucking buck wild, and they were still fucking, like they were anyway, but they fucking took out that army with full passion and potential. And each one, and as they did, each one of them opened up and was brought back to creator instead of right, because there are a lot of beings that have been exiled to walk around this earth back and forth to and fro and just be here due to the sin, the original sin that they committed within, which was really against themselves, against humanity, against whatever again, right? So whatever that is, against their brotherhood, right? Whatever. And we all have, right, our own, right? What's that song? I write sins, not tragedies. Right. We all have our own skeletons in our closet. Don't worry about others' shit. Worry about what you have to deal with inside. Again, right? Like looking inside, looking into your soul. Don't worry about what other people are expecting or wanting, or oh, what about what? It's like pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. We got, and she will be loved. Okay, so water dragon. Who you are. Page 24. Perfect. I like opened like right to it. Ooh, ooh. Helps you flow easily around obstacles. Christ's light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities and go with the flow. About this card. Fourth dimensional, which is again time. Time is fourth dimensional. Okay, fluidity, like the amniotic sac, the ball sac, the Cronus, right? It's like one ball sac. The amniotic sac is time is fluid. And the herb time is a virus cleanser, and so many other little herb. Yo, get a little thing and put on your windowsill some basil, a little rosemary. Good season for rosemary is winter where we are here right now, right? Rosemary, they like that cold. They get nice and hearty in the cool. Mint, right? Whatever herbs talk to you. And if you like really pluck a few, like just putting one on your tongue and munching a few a day or put some in your tea, huge health benefits. A little cayenne pepper, a little cinnamon, right? A little bit go a long way. Drink some green elderberry tea, how about right? Dandelion tea. Start feeding your soul and your body with like, you only need a little bit, goes a long way, right? Laughter, humor is healing. So we don't make fun because we're like, oh, heh, heh. No. It's like we want to lighten up, right? Become more higher vibrational beings by lightening up, vibrating, right? You can't fly if you're not, right? Vibrating high, right? Like even in Peter Pan, it was like you needed fairy dust, sprinkle of fairy dust in order to fly. But if you don't believe in fairies, well, you definitely aren't gonna, yeah. You're gonna end up then you got right the ferrite. Now you got other shit coming after you because you're trying to steal fairy dust and steal shit, but you don't believe in it. But you're here digging and right again, right, like the oil thing went before, right? Right. In here is our true gold. Now fool's gold, the flashy stuff outside, fishing, flashy lures, and digging and drilling. Right? Also teeth, like Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny, Santa Claus. There's an ancient story about, right? Ishtar. Okay, so 4D is again, okay, time, fluidity, fluid, water. Fourth dimensional water dragons are a soft green color and very beautiful. They undulate with the flow around them and help everything to move forward with grace and tranquility. Their service work is to maintain the constant movement of Christ's light in the waters of our planet. Sorry. They also help us develop our psychic abilities and intuition. Guidance. The message the elemental water dragons are bringing you is to flow round your challenges with loving intent. If you ask them, they will help you look for an easy way to circumnavigate your challenges and to deal with people lovingly. To enable this to happen, they will help you to develop your intuition and psychic abilities by touching your third eye and allowing the petals of this psychic center to open. Woohoo. When you listen to your inner wisdom and trust that the water dragons will guide you, the course of your life will run more smoothly. Ask them to cleanse the cells of your body, for this will enable you to shine your light even more brightly. Then your guidance is to relax so that they can access your energy fields and pour the golden Christ light of pure unconditional love into them. Consciously absorb this golden Christ light and flow with it. This will bring you love, wisdom, and healing, and enable you to travel effortlessly on your ascension path. It will also allow you to direct and help others with calmness and integrity. There's some misprints in here. I wasn't actually reading wrong. It's like, yeah, so sorry. With calm and integrity. Calmness and integrity. Right. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that was quite beautiful. And I opened the Sophia Code, which is a really amazing book. It's a living transmission from the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And the author is Kaya Ra. So what I opened to was key code 4, She of 1,000 Roses. As a mentor for fulfilling prophecy, I guide your awareness to access every opportunity and resource that is available for you to live out your destiny as an important way shower for your generation. I am here to support your courageous mission to speak the new prophecies of ancient wisdom, which will initiate this next golden age of miracle. Mother Mary is a mentor for fulfilling your prophecy. I'm not going to read too much of this, but let's say, all right, so I guess Mother Mary, right, which is also Mother of the Dragons. This is very dragon. Mother Mary, well, this is again, dragon tribe. This is the code. This is why they like a lot of men use the energy of just not right women, the intellect, the right. Oh, I have an idea. I have a better thought than that one. Da da da. So it's not like it's just an immature, right? Capricorn, like the devilish side of the masculine that thinks it's smarter than it is, and we can all take that position at times. So it's just again relating to the relevance of right, like instead of trying to pick it apart and be like so logical about it and intellectual when it's like no, that's more a belief you've had and you're not allowing more to reveal itself naturally, right? Trying to take control of something and call it something, right? Call the kettle black is way different than right. Adam is able again to name things, way different than understanding the process of something, the purpose of its existence here, and the order of its operation, or where right it should be vibrating, and had the importance of nurturing something where it's at rather than trying to force its growth. Monsanto, right? Think of this word, just came to me too this morning, right? Big one, nursery. 11414 and 122. The word nursery. My nursery school teachers, so really Hitler say you have control of the children, you have control of the future. Or we have Monsanto, right? If we take control of somebody's diet, add a bunch of sugar and hormones to it, we can switch the way people think, right? I got an idea, 11441, right? Monsanto. We could use some Roundup and keep them going round and round in circles and then act like we don't know what just happened to that plant or person that we uprooted, right? That fish we just pulled out of another dimension and like, yeah, like, oh, look what I, right? Stuck in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, what a good boy am I? 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare thumb war. All thumbs. Please like, subscribe, and hit the belly bell. Soul Dragon Tribe. Okay. So Mother Mary speaks. I am the divine feminine ascended master teacher known as Mother Mary, and it is with great pleasure and anticipation that I now reveal myself as Key Code 4 in Sophia Code Cosmology. Within the High Council, I am honored as She of 1,000 Roses for my transmission broadcasts, The Teachings of the Rose, for walking the spiral path to open your sacred heart. When my individual voice arose in an asking to be born within the still no thing of Sophia's womb, it was heard by the angelic witness as the ecstasy of a rose opening to morning sunlight, baptized by the dew of a new dawn. Since the conception of my soul's light, my prayer remains the same, to nurture and grow the children of Sophia's creation. As such, I am called upon as the mother of mothers. Guided by my soul's prayer throughout eons of divine service, I have lived many lifetimes in loving support of humanity's evolution. In my most recent and final lifetime on Earth, I came as a highly advanced soul incarnating as a Hebrew woman named Mary into a spiritual community called the Essenes. I was born into an important messianic prophecy before I was even conceived. The ancient texts declared me as a mother of salvation for humanity. My birth and the birth of my, did you hear what I just said there? So just because there's a name down here, man doesn't get to decide what they call us, what we're supposed to be doing, and etc. And this is what it means, and this is what it says, and this is the law, and this is the rule, and if you break it, blah blah blah. But they don't follow their own advice. That they're like lawyers. They charge a lot, but love you guys too. You know. And who puts the price of value? Who puts the value of XYZ, but it's not the same in the opposite? It's like, yeah, you that, but we're going to charge. And we may decide to change at any time, just depending on how we're feeling in that moment. Because your fault, not mine, right? It's like, whatever. Anyway, childish little kids running around, right? With Papa's cowboy boots and guns and saying, I'm the chosen one. Oh, all right. And when man misinterprets the word, oh, it doesn't get us anywhere if we do that. Well, obviously, you didn't take the proper medicine. You were missing a few key elemental ingredients in your recipe, weren't you? You know? So I don't have makeup on to like bat my eyelashes properly. That's not for you, viewer. That's for you know who that needs to go to it. All right. I was born into an important messianic prophecy before I was even conceived. The ancient text declared me as a mother of salvation for humanity. 11919, as I said. My birth and the birth of my son, Jesus, were foretold by the prophets of my people hundreds of years prior to our arrival. Now, were they already here? Were they here in spirit? Again, right? It was prophesized before conception, it says, right? Great Deception, the Great Depression. Oh my goodness. What's this song? Over and over again. What, Nelly and Tim McGraw? Over and over again. Over and over again. Remember this song? Long, older. Good song. Speaking of going in circles, over and over again. All right. These messages announced the importance of both my destiny. All right, wait. Many angelic signs and messages were sent to my mother, Anna, during her pregnancy with me. These messages announced the importance of both my destiny and that I receive extensive training for fulfilling my divine life purpose. Can you relate, twin flames? Or SS, super soldiers, right? Or however, right? Divine masculine. There's a lot of different things that you can have memories or remembrance or kind of recall. It's like, is that a dream or is that, right? It's just like, right, just allow things to flow. It doesn't have to be anything like, oh, that's what it was. And that's what it's like, wait, right? Like, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. Right? How was creation created? Right? Again, before I was even conceived, the ancient text declared me as a mother of salvation for humanity. Right? And the birth of her son was foretold by prophets many hundreds prior to their arrival. So not after they were walking around, right? Not after. Prophesize. Like right now, we get certain information. It's like, right, so telepathy, telekinesis is going to start, right? Like again, how did things get built so big, right? Ancient structures, etc. All right, both the prophetic. These messages announce the importance of both. Many angelic signs and messages were sent to my mother Anna during her pregnancy with me. These messages announced the importance of both my destiny and that I receive extensive training for fulfilling my divine life purpose. With my birth, I stepped into an age of great suffering that was praying for courageous leaders to fulfill the prophecies of the past and create a sovereign future for generations to come. Both the prophetic circumstances that I was born into and my soul's natural passion to serve humanity created a highly focused lifetime. I was born with clear memories of my spiritual training from other lifetimes that had prepared me to fulfill this destiny. You feel like that at all? From early childhood, I knew in my heart that I had returned to help many, many people. My mother, Anna, was a gifted oracle priestess and a devoted mother. She arranged for my mystery school training to begin at the age of 4, when I began asking to be initiated. Oh boy. This is funny. Interesting. Okay. My early life was peaceful yet rigorous as I devoted myself to the spiritual education of my Essene community. The initiations I received eventually revealed that I was a reincarnated oracular high priestess of Isis, Hathor, with the extraordinary potential to immaculately conceive and birth a high frequency being through my body. Right, so the Mary line, again, the line through Isis, right? Genes of Isis, Genesis. What was Eve, right? The sin, Adam and Eve. Eve isn't Isis. It's like right now we're using 5G, Atlantis again, right? There was mistakes made, right? It was like, we don't repeat those same things, but some people just don't know how to fucking keep their hands out of the cookie jar and their eyeballs to themselves, their feelings of lack and desire. But don't forget, it's all good because we got the dragon of fire to burn that shit off. We don't hurt any, it's principalities, 133. It's like anybody trying to operate off that shit still. It's like, yeah, sorry. Right. And the water too. So again, it's like there's a complete balance here of all. Like it's like, yeah, there's no more of yeah, it ain't gonna happen no more. That's it. There's a zero chance. Completely zero. Absolute. All right. So I apologize. Immaculate conception was an ancient oracular practice of genetic, soul to soul light weaving that was highly revered in Egypt during Hathor's golden age. In essence, I was perfectly designed to fulfill the prophecies of my people and birth my son, Jesus, as was foretold. My name, Mary, is a title of ordination that points to this training. For Mary Isis means beloved of Isis. At the crossroads of humanity's destiny, your generation is also born into a prophecy of similar proportion. So, at the crossroads of humanity's destiny, your generation is also born into a prophecy of similar proportion, right? Twin flames, etc. Right? We're about to like eggs are about to crack, right? Birth, just like that. BANANAS. This shit is bananas. Okay, for several hundred years, there has been an increasing momentum of prophecies spoken throughout the world that foretell of the ancient ones, returning in the form of little children at the dawning of this next golden age. Booyah! These returning souls would carry a clear remembrance of their unique purpose with their spiritual DNA. So now, why do you really think that they want to inject people with something that doesn't make any sense because they still haven't found the villain that said, right, the proper, they said it started in China, it was from a bat, et cetera, et cetera. But I still never heard where it, what are they talking about? Their vomit went viral. They're making a lot of money off of it. Oh, supposedly. But it's about to get stripped away, like we said, because Karma's a bitch. A fucking bitch at times. Right? But watch out for her cousin, the stripper. It's like the Tasmanian devil. She'll strip you of everything. Like it's like I ain't telling you nothing that you already didn't hear or know. They say you can't take it with you when you go, motherfuckers. Let go. But no, you don't want to listen. Oh, hey. Has nothing to do with us. Stop trying to blame everybody else. That was directly for that, right? Because they watch this shit too, as you all know, right? Obviously, they always all up in like who, or they try to like right hide me under certain stuff or take information and make false, websites because the internet's free and information's free and they can use it however they want. Tee hee hee, whatever. Yeah, until again, everything gets put back in the box. Anyway, it's like the game of Monopoly. It takes a long time to play, but when the game's over, all the pieces got to go back in the box. Okay. Oh. All right. All right. These returning souls would carry a clear remembrance of their unique purpose within their spiritual DNA. So yeah, again, sorry, I just want to because right, okay, so the sleeping atom, that's what this is. This is what that, and so the virus is just the negative, like when it gets like a wave comes and crashes and it pulls the sand along the shore and it's messy underneath, right? So the emotional body and this and the mind, it's like we're gonna feel like what the right washed out, wipe out, we got carried in or carried away or swashbuckled around or knocked down or got a mouthful of water. Sometimes the wave is cool and it don't even like it don't it's like, oh, we just got to like ride the wave, right? We just got to like be one with the wave. Those are nice times. Some, but it's not always like that, right? Is what it fucking is, right? ISIS. Is and is balanced. IS on both hands, right? Then we have a balanced scale. Me in the middle. I got to hold both trays, right? It is what it is. I got to look at the positives and the negatives, and I got to be the one to, right, discern and balance that out. Be the pig, right? Be the pink pig in the middle. And pigs have the same chromosomes as humans, but we ain't all human here, honeys. And no offense, it's not a, but again, this is again, just I'm saying this because in the medical field, different blood types, different bodies, different species need different things in their right diet to nurture and be high vibrational, right? You should try it, right? To listen to your own heart, because this is our inner compass, right? True north. What we were born with from the start. We know, right? It's like again, an animal uses intuition and instinct. But when man wants dominion over another, over a feminine, over innocent, over something smaller than, what is that saying? I'm going to use my will to overpower yours, which there's a reason God gave free will. It's just to tally up, right? Tally ho at the end. So he knows what he has to let go. It's just a matter of facts of life, right? Not impersonal. Just like alcoholism ain't not impersonal. Just like, spirit, there ain't no prejudice or personal or prejudice, right? There's no, it is what it is. It's blind. Justice is blind. Same with alcoholism, same with addiction, same with any other thing that people go through. There ain't no like, oh, it only happens to those kind of people, or it only happens to, it's like, what? And if you have that kind of perception, you're stuck like in a corner, like looking for the pizza crust, right? Only like one eye, like a cyclops, only able to see it one way, or act like you don't know, act all aloof and shit, like a big loaf. Lots of shit terms in this channel too, because that's what Uranus, right? Blue moon, the great divide. The two suns, they divide, right? We got one big butt cheek that's split in two behind our back, right? Behind our back. Where they tell Satan to go, get behind me, Satan. Oh, okay. What did dogs do? Sniff your butt. What does dog spell backwards? Right. Since you've been gone. Okay. I hope you're having fun with me. All right, we're just gonna read a little bit more of this, and then I shall let you go for now. But I'll be back. And when I pop up, if you hit the little ding-a-ling-a-ling, hopefully. I don't know if they, how, you guys, I don't know. I don't know. I know the numbers are low. But I do long videos, so I wouldn't expect them to be too high because I wouldn't watch if I didn't know who the fuck I was either, right? Or like, and I don't advertise myself all over the place. It's just present for the last however many. It's like, right, whoever sees, wherever, right, ears to hear, and I like it's just so. But as I'm given more right tools and more groundwork to do, trust me, I'm gonna be coming through like a choo choo. All aboard. On an imaginary crazy train. Yeah, we don't like to harm other things to put our stuff down and up and make money off of others, which are all great things. I mean, like, right, as far as like it's cool that we can get from place to place and what have you. It's just, but respecting Mother Nature and Gaia and the living, right, the life that's given us life and etc. I don't know. I think that's pretty important. That's who I represent. Like the divine, the creator, divine source, creator, not right, which is about there's so many, it's like you can't pick what, there's no, everything matters. That's right. So it's just being, it's like, yeah, I don't get to decide what matters, what doesn't matter, what's important, what's not important, who, what, like all that. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. I just, it's like, yeah, I have my own, of course, right, personal feelings and opinion, like likes and dislikes and all that. But that's a different thing. That's like, like the true meaning of justice is blind, right? So any judge that's in any court or has been for any proceedings or any kind of anything, and a doctor, there's oaths of right? There's oaths. But then what do you hear about, right? Those that have taken an oath. When we hear about that in the spiritual realm and in karmic and in tarot land, etc., right? And in black magic, it's like they took an oath. They took an oath. So who's the ones that took oaths? That's 144. And what does that truly mean? Because most of the time, again, a wolf, a wannabe wolf is dressed up like a sheep. But they're really mad because they're really not a wolf to begin with. They're a fucking fox or a coyote, which is a big difference. And like they say, right, the occult means hidden. So I'm not knocking any kind of, right, but when beings are gambling and living off of the motto that, right, the appearance of weakness is their greatest strength, but yet they're the ones that are tyrannically behind the scenes hitting everybody with swords and making ripples and fucking with magnets and making other things in the image of and calling them, right? It's like, yeah. We were just reading. Lots have been born and they're already here. All the ancestors. So when they don't take life into consideration or death, etc., they just kept thinking it was their dominion, their domain to take over genetics and everything. It's like, yes, you just have to now. That's cool. That's what you said. That's what you were here to do. So just answer to the ancestors that are now here to talk to you. All good. It's like, I don't like, hey, again, right? Justice literally is blind. So like, hey, you said that that's what, right, free will you wanted to do, and there was an important purpose in it for you. So if I hope, and I don't like using that word, that you did it for the money, right? Because you about to get more than an earful in, you know. But then they want to run around and cry they got a virus or they're sick or they something else. Well, I don't know, but again, the karma train coming through. So it might be something that, right, you're either learning as a challenge to use your tools and trust and have faith in spirit, or it's something that you did that's coming back to you. But only you know that. Only that individual being is going to have that awareness of really, right, what's going on in their conscience, what they've been carrying around, what is in their, right, wallet, in their, hanging where Satan is hanging out behind them, right, and their butt coming out the, yeah, methane coming out the swamp, making, them making their own swamp, right? These are metaphors that, like, okay, like there might be an original, but then the people are like, oh, so again, the perception of how people look at things, you think that was linear time, you think it already happened. Again, time is fluid. So swimming through time is a little different than thinking about it and going back and forth in one's mind, right? Allowing like air and water flow, right? Fire spreads, right? Catches. What's hotter than fire? What's hot and what's not? All right, and I have to eat something because I'm starting to get delirious. Okay, and I do really want to come on and read some Atlantis too. And me. Okay. So yeah, the awakening of our DNA, that's really like the opening of eggs, which they're calling, sorry, right? The virus is going viral. Is something and V and B are interchangeable, right? Just like B and D can look alike, but V and B by sound are interchangeable. Okay, so the more playful you are in 2022, you'll recognize and realize how amazing you fucking are. And you'll start doing your root research and connect to, right, the earth elementals, the divine feminine spirit, and find your star system DNA. Right? Does the weather affect your how you feel? Of course, like women go through cycles, right? We get our period, right, we get cranky, right? Our moods could change. There's a whole bunch of different stuff that goes on with a female internally that has an effect on the mental and emotional and spiritual and physical body due to the nature of the biology, right? Biochemistry that's going on within the physical vessel, right? In the largest organ we got, which is our skin, right? That's protecting all of the other organs internally, right? So there's like a whole bunch of shit going on we don't see, right? That has effect on us and how we be. And obviously, the ancients always read the stars. It's like, I don't know who you humans think you fucking are. Like, nope, we got the facts. We've been studying in a Peachtree dish, and 1 and 2 equal that. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I watched Spaceballs yesterday, too. Do you guys remember that movie? I love that movie. A bunch of assholes. They're all assholes. Oh, Lord. All right. So you gotta have a sense of humor. 14141. Those are important numbers to marry too. All right. From the knowledge of all their lifetimes, they would effortlessly recall how to administer the ancient rites of initiation for humanity to awaken as peaceful stewards of the earth. And yeah, my sarcasm and like, yeah, it's actually very peaceful in here. Yeah. Unless one has to defend oneself, then like the absolute dragon motherfuckers, and don't fucking poke a dragon while they're sleeping. What's wrong with you? And then it's like, oh, but you wanted what? What? I was like, you stick your hand in a lion's cage like it's a domesticated kitty cat that and even a cat is like, man, motherfucker, super independent. They'll either let you touch them or they won't. Don't go just sticking your hand to like any animal. Oh, wow. And weren't they here before red and blue? Before, who? I'm just like, so, like, always a bigger fish. Sometimes everybody just needs opportunity to feel like they're the bigger fish, right? But then it's like, no, we one big fish. Like, as far as like, I was like, hell no, I'm a fucking guppy. Guppy, little teeny. Yep. I don't need to be no fucking biggest fish. Get the fuck out of here. Is it fun to sometimes jump out of the water like a dolphin, like splash, right? And make an appearance and like do something fun? Hell yeah. But do you want to stand there and stage and keep dancing and entertaining and making everybody else feel better? Get the fuck out of here. Aren't you doing it because you're having fun, right? So is it fun to like challenge self and like, yeah, and woo, right? Yeah. Well, what goes up must come down. So, right, it's like, hold on, like, yeah, much nicer to share what's all around so everybody, right, feel good. Everybody get a little what they need, right? That's how the trees operate, right? There's a big underground network that the mushrooms and the roots of the trees work within the soils of the earth to bring water to all the trees so everybody has a sip. Pretty cool, right? Let's plan. Jealousy. Okay. They would effortlessly recall how to administer the ancient rites of initiation for humanity to awaken as peaceful stewards of the earth. For these ancient ones, it is prophesied that their great initiation would be opening humanity's heart to remember its divine origin. Yes, much has been spoken about you. You are here to immaculately birth the return and reconciliation, right? You got to reconcile a bank account, balance it out, right? Again, scales of Isis. So we're taking accountability, going through our positives and our negatives, trying to find, right, that needle in the haystack. And sometimes we got to deal with the needle, or we may have to, right, sew something up, right? It can mean many different things. Maybe you're gonna make something with the needle. Maybe you're gonna put the needle on the record. That makes some music, right? Okay. You are here to immaculately birth and return, and birth the return and reconciliation of the divine feminine Christ with the divine masculine Christ energies for the heart of humanity, right? And there's this huge twin flame, balance in masculine, feminine, positive, negative. And we got the golden solar dragon helping us stand in our masculine power with wisdom, right? With the support, nurturing, and love of the divine feminine, Sophia, Mary, Isis, etc. line. Right? Picking them, it's like, hey, like, get the fuck up. Distractions. Right. But again, wisdom is like we're right. It doesn't mean we allow ourselves to be walked all over, even though we do hold a lot of space and have a very, very high tolerance and a very, very, very big enduring amount of patience, right? Pardon me, what's that? Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, so wait a second. Yeah, the way so right again, yeah, going into say bio like Lilith and Adam, and then see there's another Adam and Eve parallel, right? Like always two, right? So depending on which, right, we all have a different background and origin of where we came from. So other people's truth and stories may not match with ours, right? Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match, right? Make. So, okay, so let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So this is again, sorry, about divine masculine, feminine balance. Coming in and etc. So it's reflecting what this is saying as well as what I'm trying to say. I like the candles that I got guided to buy today. Lots of rhyme here is too, so please bear with that shit. It's like, yeah, Mother Goose is on the list, and yeah, the Nutty Squirrel Girl. And those are like two of my little alter ego names too, right? So it's like I got many of those little characters running around. Right? Which also a lot can call mental illness as far as like autistic kids and the, Asperger's, the autism spectrum, right? Those are rainbow star seeds. That's exactly what the F fuck we're talking about here. So when people keep saying that there's something wrong with it, it's like, oh, wait a second, hold on a minute. There's been a lot of shit talking for a long time. Sometimes, right, God creates things that are a little more silent and that have ability to see things in a way more creative aspect. Because it's like the first lines of that Our Father prayer, our Father who does art in heaven, who's an artist, first of all, of more than anything. He's a creator, he's an artist. So our Father who art, who does art, who art. Ideas all over the place. Oops, some might be great, some might, and some might right, we are not aware of, and some misperceived, right? So the divine masculine is always creating, the divine feminine is like, ooh, right, feeling, intuitive, not feeling emotion, which is human nature. Different. We don't have human emotion until after we get way older and start to have an ego and start to have feelings about what we like and don't like. And right, people hurt our feelings because then we have expectations. And so there's a whole big difference between animal instinct, nature born instinct, and intuition, divinely guided, and right, having feelings of emotion that are messy, chaotic, and not very clear. It's oceanic. That's the wave that right knocks us over, right? Our emotional body, which is within our physical. So there's a lot. This is metaphysics, metaphors, exact, and like being able to relate, right? Omicron, like, or the symbolism of the sun, right? There's a circle with a dot. So the micro and the macro, right? Omicron, the micro and the macro, being able to, right, like be big and small at the same time and go within and balance that shit before we continuously keep leaking it all out, expecting whatever it. Okay. I think, let's see, you are here to immaculately birth the return and reconciliation of the divine feminine Christ with the divine masculine Christ energies for the heart of humanity. As you read this codex, know that I see you as an ancient soul who has returned to fulfill the prophecies of your ancestors. I intimately understand the depth and passion of your personal calling. Depth and passion, water and fire. So right, water can, right, you can go with the flow in the stream, the jets, to allow yourself to be in the flow, or be wishy-washy, and right, and we can get very emotional, over emotional. That's the right waves, the ocean, the different body of water. Right. So the perception of how we think is where we, right, let go my ego. And that's part of the virus, right? Dealing with the virus of, right, Osiris, meaning continuously going around in a, right, and Trump Cyrus too. So almost Cyrus and Trump, which again, it all has its purpose in order to, like, get to a certain point in time. Right? So you got to repeat something over and over until you get it right, until we comprehend something, or right, it's like, otherwise, right, so there's always it's like, but coming to a place of being able to have discernment is just more about, it's like, right, get rid of whatever we don't need right away, right? Like when you're cooking, what do you, right, at first you 202, and most should be, right, like we got to be a little more like aware of that stuff too, but like, right, you start cutting the vegetables, right, you cut the end off maybe, right, and discard where the stem part is. So we start with what we have to get rid of, right? The end, right? An apple, it's like I cut it in half and then I cut it in half again and I cut the little center of the cores out in like little on an angle. So I cut the center out after I have it, right? And fourth it. So different ways that we, how to eat your food. I peel my bananas upside down. I always start at the bottom of the banana. I don't ever peel my banana from the stem that it hangs from the bunch. I always peel it from the bottom. And You know what else I do always? Yeah, I always read like my tarot cards and all that too. Is more I read from the bottom, right? The subconscious, the under, right? The unseen. That's mostly what I operate with, like right, darkness. What's in the shadows? What's lying underneath? Lurking, or just it's just stuck. It's not right. It doesn't mean that it's just right. It's just there. So it's like, wait. Sometimes, right? That's where do people dig to find diamonds and gold, right? Again, like so. Yeah. Sometimes what things appear to be isn't really, you know, it's just the perception of something being scary, right? Unknown. Which I'm there too. It's like different, right? Like what other people think are so normal. I'm like, I don't understand that. Or like, or ooh, right? But to everybody else, it's normal. So it's like I just yeah, something's wrong with me and I'm weird. But it's like my Uranian Aquarian energy. It's just right, also very great again, spirit. So not as and there's no better or worse. This is again about right spirit and matter coming together, right? The physical and material and spiritual and emotional and mental. Wow, that car just drove by so fast. That was like, I'm all one for like, I love going fast, but that was like, whatever. Anyway, come on. I actually went through my whole like, I felt it. So, right, being an empath, right. So, like, okay, that's a good example of, right, we feel there's a, right, the double slit experiment. An empath, or telepath, right? There's an awareness when, right, any atom has an awareness when something else is staring at it, or so like right when we have other energies bearing down at us or coming into our energetic fields of consciousness, unconsciousness, our electromagnetic fields, our auric fields, our waters, they hurt different parts of it, right, that we're connected to, even after they've been right asked not to do certain things, you know. Everybody got different lessons to learn. And some of us are here, right? Like we're all students and teachers at the same time, always, right? All right. So we're about to wrap this up. So as you read the codex, now that I see you as an know that I see you as an ancient soul who has returned to fulfill the prophecies of your ancestors. I intimately understand the depth and passion of your personal calling. I apologize that I already just reread that again. I do that a lot. Also know that you are meant to fulfill the prophecies of this next golden age with the innumerable masters that are incarnating alongside of you. Everybody in. Remember this song? At this time, your world is filled with the light of many stars walking upon the earth. You are here to shine together as an invincible light that transforms all darkness, right? Let there be light, just as the prophecies said you would. This age is for the one body of Sophia Christ to be revealed by each of you, working together as one, seamlessly supporting one another with your extraordinary talents and unique gifts. Yeah, woo woo, that's what's up. It's like, great, we all have to bring our flavor to the table. And sometimes our flavor may be the messy one, but don't we need that too? We need all of it. And other times we're that messy one, or we're the one that's like everybody laugh at, or we're the one that made something that nobody could eat, or we're the one that made the best thing, right? We can't always be the best. We can't always be the worst. We got to always have like, right, different experiences, different colors, different flavors of the soul, right? And now we into 2 hour mark. So I'm gonna say ciao, because we don't ever say goodbye. And I see you next time. Lots of activity going on. Sorry, eyes are distracted. My human eyes are being pulled in all directions. Is everybody in? Gorillas. Ha 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 ha. Steady, watch me navigate. Okay. All right, I'm just going to finish reading this little bit. Just as I intuited from early childhood, you have also felt a deep calling to serve humanity from a young age, knowing that a treasure map of destiny lay within your sacred heart. And so, my friends, in our great willingness to love humanity and serve the earth, we are the same. As children of prophecy, we have come from the one source to walk as the light of Sophia within and for the one body of Christ in form. I offer you my support as an ascended master mentor who lived in human form, carrying important ancient wisdom with me, just as you are now. That's what's up. So I so thank you for coming and hanging out with me and Sophia Dragon Tribe and Mother Mary, she of 1,000 roses. So yeah, we'll do some more reading from here. And let's just quick pull. Let's pull a little romance card just to bring in, just because I'm seeing it in front of me and said pull one. Pull one before we go. So let's do it. What we got for the collective? Our collective soul tribe. Woo, woo, woo. Trust, attraction, and it is safe for you to love. Trust, attraction, and it is safe for you to love. The situation is calling for you to have faith. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And that's totally echoing what, right, the dragons also said. And 20202, and it's 2022. And again, we got the black and white, the negative, the positive, and the pink in the middle. So lots of symbolism as far as, right, balancing polarities, allowing parallel, pay attention to like synchronicities and shit, because you'll notice like one of my daughters and I were talking about that this morning too, and she noticed this because she got a lot of the right, right, different children, different and we have many, right, like but yeah, anyway, different children have different abilities, different ways of seeing things and relating to us, where even though they're all our children, right, they're going to perceive things differently or be able to see different things that the other ones aren't going to see because they're different vibrations of beings, right, that came through you and me. Not the same. But yeah, her and I were talking this morning about like all snap. Yeah, we're discussing I fucking don't know what the hell I'm saying. My brain is gone. Duality. Oh, parallels. About, yeah, like when you say something and other people happen to do like the same thing or say the same thing. I mean, it's like the more you pay attention to that, or not pay attention, just again allow yourself to be fluid, but you'll recognize, and it's like, oh, and you'll be a little more giggly. You'll be a little more lighthearted. You'll start to see little things, and it'll make you sometimes scared, sometimes pissed off, but a lot of, it's like you'll start to see the synchronicities, and it's like just allowing, like, it's like sometimes we can be a little nervous, right? Like if something comes too close to our or like or so different vibrations of parallel things happening alongside, coinciding, right? A coincidence, coinciding along one another, right? Synchronizing, synchronicities. I'm a soul survivor. 212. So are you. So I thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. I don't know. I hope this was like somehow helpful or awesome or decent in some manner or way, or it was, maybe helped you get rid of a lot of stuff. I don't know. I hope it helped with something in some kind of manner. But Queen of Pentacles. Hopefully so. Watch out for that little wabbit there. Stealing hair. A wabbit is a hare. Is it? That's a nice one. Yeah. Have fun. It's okay to let go and be a little foolish. Be a little, right? You want to be a risk taker. Most people are afraid. Or again, yeah, I'm going to do another video about this. Yeah, like afraid, look, it is right behind the, some of us are feeling this way. And it's going to be a mixture, like we were just saying, of, which is fucked up, but it is what it is, right? Yeah. What else to be? Other than me. Yeah, but you have to come back for that one. I got to tell you about the birds. I got to tell you more stories about the birds, but I'm not doing it in this video. It'll be another one. Yeah. But yeah, I had an interesting, fun, and very enlightening experience with the ravens. So yeah, being able to roll around through the seasons and allow the cycles to take us where they need to bring us and trust, right? We don't want to get stuck in right the sympathy feeling, bad pity party, very very right. Cleansing. This is a time of cleansing, starting anew, birthing ourselves, connecting with our stars, allowing spirit. Right, remember it'll look up, and also close our eyes so we can see how we're really feeling and read and see our soul inside. Right, we owe ourselves that much. Fuck anybody else. You owe you that time and space and however many amounts of breaths it takes to practice using those tools so you don't walk around feeling at dis-ease and mentally upset, right? Up, have it, right? Is right. That's like that's a different than, and what goes up must come down, and oh, and da da da, oh, da 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 da. Different. Look up meaning allow expansion, Jupiter. Just allow, and I am out. One love. I hope you have fun. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you next time. Love you, Soul Dragon Tribe.